Hi folks, this is Sue Bell from Network Empire, and today we're looking at the filters for killer keywords, and we've just gotten done looking at tangent markets, and the next filter on our list is vertical markets. So let's take a look at what this filter is and why we would want to use it. So vertical markets are interesting whenever we're exploring a market because it shows us how a market is divided. So in other words, um, if you're looking at the vertical for your particular market, let's say that you're looking at dog food, your market is dog food. Your vertical, you've got two different verticals there, right? You've got dog and you've got food. And the thing that's interesting about your vertical markets is if you go and drill into your vertical markets, you can oftentimes find other ways of expressing your market. In Kraken, it helps you to follow the money easier because you're looking at overall themes, but you can kind of sort of do the same thing in a slightly scaled down way with keywords. So let's just take a look at what this is for a minute. Here we're saying that the thematic relevance has to be greater than 60, so it's got to be fairly relevant to your market. And we also want to have some cost per click greater than $1, and either the phrase or the broad match is greater than $1, and we want to have the clicks per day, either broad or phrase, greater than 100. So this means there's a bit of value and quite a few searches. And also we're looking at the competing pages as being larger than the keyword that we just drilled into. So it's at least 10% larger, right? So you can multiply this a lot of different ways, but this gives you a basic idea of markets, of keywords that are going to represent markets that are larger than your root term. So let's just apply this filter and see what this brings us back for email marketing. So as would be expected, we get email and we get marketing. Now sometimes you get other ideas in there as well. Um, you might get like online marketing or something like that. It all just depends on what keywords came back in the drill and what the verticals are for that particular market. So for instance, let's take this for a minute. And I haven't tried this, so I don't know how this is going to work. But let's take this and let's just put this down to 40 for a minute. So that means it's not going to be quite as thematically relevant. And as you see, we get back a whole bunch more ideas here. Now we get services, free, software. So the idea of software comes back with email marketing. Free comes back with email marketing. They're more tangent analytics, advertising. They're more tangent ideas, but they're also broader than email marketing. So you can kind of see how that works. So what I might want to do at this point is go and drill into this idea of email, drill into the email as a theme, just to see what kind of market segments come out of that. And market segments are going to be this filter over here that we looked at just a minute ago. Hang on a sec. Either highly relevant or suggested silos would bring back different kinds of market segments that would be useful, because then you can look at the different segments that make up that idea and you can get an idea of if there are other ways, entirely different ways of expressing email marketing or whatever your market is than what you'd thought of. Oftentimes you're going to find that people in the business use one set of keywords, but your customers or clients use a completely different set of keywords. And so that's where it's useful to go back up the vertical and take a look at how the market splits out. All right, so that explains what the filter is, why it works, and how people would use it. So that is our vertical markets filter. We'll be back in a few minutes with the next filter. Thanks, folks.